we were playing there and playing the big stage, and we hit a wave. And I
Wow.
kind of like twisted up a little bit like that. So, we got through the rest of the tour, and that's when I got home.
He fell off the stage.
Yeah, well, you know,
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I've fallen off the stage before, but this was because of a wave this time.
Right, exactly.
And so,
Yeah, that's very unique.
so a couple of friends of mine and Maryann, I was looking for some sort of holistic health person to take a look at my, because I kind of twisted my legs up and stuff like that. So I was on her table and she was checking me out within a week that I got back, and that's how we met.
Oh, okay.
She's a massage therapist and a nutritionist, so she got me rocking, straightened me out, and we hooked up.
That's awesome. And Maryann, you've helped the band out too, right? With just some of the nutritional and things like that, health and wellness things.
Yeah, they were recording their new record, and they sequestered themselves in a house. So I had come along and to help with the band with everything it practically needed, and it was making lunches, and they decided to have sandwiches every day. And
Never again.
yeah. And it was just like, I stopped counting. I got over 100 for the time that we were there. But it's funny because they put their orders in, like who wanted mayo, who hates mayo, who wants mustard, who wants lettuce, who hates tomato. And I managed to make all the sandwiches pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that.
You got it down, huh?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And if they had like a little problem, like, if they were playing or their arms or something and needed some work done, I was there because I do medical massage. I specialize in medical massage. So that's sports massage with passive stretching and deep tissue techniques at times and all of that. So
she's good. She helps. She helps
They
me.
run
She helps
from
the
me.
band. She helps. Yeah, we run from her.
And how long have you been doing massage, Maryann?
I have been a holistic healthcare practitioner. Probably, God, I think I got into it in 2000. It's been over 20 years. Can't believe I'm saying that. And the medical massage has been about 7 years now. I liked it because I had other forms of massage, but I wanted to be really effective. And it gave me a chance to work in doctor's office, chiropractic offices. So when they really had a problem, we were able to work together and mesh together. And it works out well.
Wow, that's great. So talk about the City of Angels Recovery Radio. Tell folks about that.
City of Angels is an organization here that was founded in New Jersey, and they help with all kinds of addiction, and from drug abuse to alcohol to any addiction you can think of. And they are a gem because the founder, Kevin Mira, his son, the way he founded City of Angels is, unfortunately, his son died of a drug overdose.
I see.
So it was something where they never thought it could happen to you. And
Right.
he wanted to be able to set up an organization that's made it all the way from a bedroom in Hamilton, New Jersey, all the way to the White House, and is there for opioid summits and things like that, and the work that they do. Well, along with that, they have COA Radio, City of Angels Recovery Radio, and that's run by engineer Art Ackerman. And they have health and wellness shows, they have recovery shows, they have music shows, things like that on the network. And it's for anybody who wants to listen, but it also gives hope and faith. There's different types of shows, like I said, for all. And then they play music in between, so it's really good. And that's City of Angels. And they work completely on donations. And they help so many families. So if you had somebody that had to have a problem, people would call in. They would refer you to treatment centers. They would refer you. They also have schooling. It's called CODI, and that's the City of Angels Training Institute, which I'm proud to say that Ryche and I went through all of the courses, and we were both recovery coaches.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And is there a website or a way that folks can get involved that want to?
Yeah, they can go. They have a website.
Okay.
So it's City of Angels, New Jersey.org. They could go there, or they can reach out directly. They could reach out to me directly at Maryann at Barrel, BAREALL.TV, so we can get them connected. But yeah, they work with such a team of people. They're always on the cutting edge of trying to find help for people. And most of all, they're always a phone call away, not just for the person in trouble, but for the entire family, because it's really becomes a family disease, if you will.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah,
definitely.
everybody involved. So they work with everyone on every level. It's wonderful.
That's great. So let's switch gears a little bit, because I see on Ryche's shirt, I see the word music. And Ryche is a very accomplished musician. Ryche, how'd you get started? Like, what, playing guitar with, as a kid, or yeah?
Yeah. My dad was a violinist, a Juilliard graduate,
Oh,
and he taught at Juilliard for a while. And my mom was his music, his student.
oh, okay.
So it was in my family for a long time. So every Sunday would have jam sessions, and I started off on drums like you actually, and wasn't a great drummer, but I was made to feel great. I was encouraged by the people that would jam. My aunts, my uncles, other local musicians would come by and sit in the living room or whatever and just jam it out all Sunday, every Sunday for as long as I can remember. So it got into my blood, and I fell in love with the guitar. We found a local jazz person that is basically pretty famous. His name is Harry Leahy. Harry Leahy taught me. He taught me how to play guitar with the violin method. So it taught me how to play guitar laterally, so I could actually play it like a violin. So
Okay. Interesting.
And I fell in love with it. I was listening to like my father's jazz and classical music. My mom loved country music. She loved the Everly Brothers, and she loved pop music. So that those two worlds came together, and really got inside me since I was a baby, and I fell in love with it, and just had a very blessed, very lucky life. I just walked into a lot of great bands and a lot of great doors, and also rejected a lot, but through the process of doors opening and windows opening and closing, and I've met some great people, and I played with a bunch of great people.
Well, I have one of your old albums.
Yeah.
So let's take a look-see, folks. This is a band that Ryche was in called Fire Ballet.
Yep.
This album was put out in '75, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
And there's Ryche.
Yep.
Right? Did I get it right?
Yep.
He still looks the same.
We were in high school. We were junior high in high school when we started that. I was one of the youngest in the band, but we started very young, and we were very lucky to have met some people from King Crimson. Ian McDonald produced that record, and got us on a progressive journey, man. And being a kid, I didn't know what to do. Except to follow my dream, and it was a great process for me. I met through that record. I met a gentleman from King Crimson, named Robert Fripp. Robert Fripp is a master guitarist and just
Sir.
all around disciplined. So when I was a kid, I said, "Mr. Fripp, call me Robert." I'm there like, how do you get your sounds? How do you get your guitar sounds, man? Like, how do you do this? And he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, "It doesn't matter what kind of pedals you use to get sounds. It doesn't matter what kind of strings or guitars you use to get sounds. It's the frame of mind that you're in." And I didn't know whether he told me to go F myself, or it was actually good advice.
Right.
Because when you kind of hook your mind up with what you're playing and let yourself go, that's kind of what it's all about. And you let yourself go into this blissful thing, and that's what it is. So after all these years thinking that he was dissing me, I think that he gave me good advice.
Yeah. Well, and your interpretation of it might change over time too.
Yeah.
Just as as your journey through music, I think we've all had people, maybe not Robert Fripp, mind you, but folks give us advice or different input, and it ends up being something that could be really fruitful.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
Great experience for me.
So with Fire Ballet, just really quickly, I mean, we're gonna have a whole another show, Richie, about
No, go, yeah.
but just really quickly, yeah, I mean, you guys were a progressive rock band,
Yes.
which was primarily in English. Most of the bands, like you mentioned, King Crimson,
Yeah.
and others like that.
Well, you know what happened?
Yes,
the drummer for the band that also was the singer, who at that point in time, and I'll tell you, he became really cool in the industry. He worked at the record company that we eventually signed with, Passport Records, in the warehouse selling imports.
Wow.
Import records. So all the English records like Genesis and all these other even deeper records came here, and since he worked there, he turned the band onto that stuff, and we fell into that kind of music when we were kids.
That's awesome.
And we just wanted to learn how to play it.
Yeah.
I had to go back for guitar lessons to learn how to play that stuff. And just saying, oh, well, how was Steve Howe doing this and whatever, but it worked, and it got us on that path.
Yeah, it's very sophisticated music, especially for younger folks like that. Folks, check them out, man. 2 records, 2 full-length albums. But yeah, Fire Ballet, man. Maryann, remember we were talking about the album cover too for the second record. They're all actually in tutus.
Oh yeah. That was funny. What happened is that there was a local manager here who had all these. He had all these big rooms like Convention Hall in Asbury Park. It's just big rooms and big bands. He had Black Sabbath, he had Alice Cooper, and he put us on the road with it. But in any case, so for that record cover, it was the second record, so it was 2, and that's why 2-2 came in, because it was a ballet and stuff. So we were drinking a lot of beer that night. And he got us some hot dogs and some beer, and he said, hey, listen, put these tutus on. It's going to be a small little thing on the back cover. Don't worry, it'll never make the front. Just kind of like, put these on, dance around, and there you go.
And it landed on that front cover.
It landed on the front cover, and a bunch of guys. And one claim to fame, it made one of the top 10 worst album covers in the world. So...
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
No, so that was good. I know, so we really enjoyed that, and it was re-released with a different cover, but I like that cover. That was a lot of good memories.
Cool. And like I said, we'll do a whole Richie show with music. There's too much to cover in 1 hour.
Yep.
But let's switch back, you guys, and talk about how we all linked up. Initially. My producer, Tony Russo.
Yes.
And reached out to me and told me about there was an opportunity, some investment opportunities for a farm out your way in the Jersey area. And so I had a wonderful conversation with Maryann, getting to know her, and Richie learning about you. And we took it from there. We've had more conversations since then, but I'm really excited for you folks to let people know what this is all about, because I know that you guys are really excited about this opportunity.
Oh yeah, totally excited. Yeah. Maryann, take it. I'm talking too much, so
it's okay.
No, go on.
It's, do you want to talk to the man in charge or to the woman who knows what's really going on?
Here we go now. All right.
That's right. Hey.
I'm just kidding.
I know you are.
We are very, very excited. We have about 3 acres of property that we're talking to, like, you know how you talk to a friend of a friend of a friend and how it happens. And they were already a grower in New York State, has 5 licenses and all. And when they heard about the property that could be turned into hemp or CBD farms here in New Jersey, because it's not something that's really done here yet. It's mostly on the West Coast.
And this used to be a farm. Before it was, back in the old days, my grandfather and my father, there were 700 fruit trees, apples, peaches, and pears and stuff. So back in a while ago, it was a big orchard, so it's growable.
And because it's a smaller one, it wouldn't be biomass. It would be what they call smokable flower, a boutique. and it would specialize farm to table. And right now we are on the ground floor of something cutting edge here in the East Coast, and so excited.
Yep.
And right now we are looking for serious investors that would like to come on board to be part of this endeavor with us and to get everything started. We already have a grower that is the managing partner as well.
He's a rock star too. He's a rock star grower, you know, so.
We have financial advisors that can help us through everything and all of the licensing. And also, we also have attorneys involved that not only deal with the land, but also deal with all of the hemp and CBD. So we have everybody in place. And what we are doing now at this stage is looking for the right investors that want to come on board, see if they already have experience in this business, because I think everybody has their unique expertise, but when you work with the team of different expertise, it makes it so dynamic and it makes it so successful. And we believe in that product because there's so many people. I'm in health and wellness. So as you know, a lot of cannabis now helps in health and wellness with pain and inflammation, or people that deal with autoimmune disease and use it for controlling some of the symptoms that they experience and discomforts. So this project is near and dear to the both of us. Absolutely near and dear.
It's wonderful. On our minds totally all the time.
No, you can tell. I mean, again, just when I met you, Maryann, it was like you could just feel the excitement and, you know, the exuberance and just, you know, and it's such a wonderful thing. That's the other, you know, and not only is it a good investment opportunity, but it's just a great thing to be a part of a community and to build this thing, like you said, from the ground up. Which
the ground up,
and the ground up is important.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, the ground up is important. And one thing that, talking about the ground up, New Jersey, as you know, we have 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. So in this case, because you want to have a year-round harvest, we're looking to put up greenhouses, things of that nature. And then also being able to have trimmers and to be able to have that product as well, you know, for oils, lotions, things of that nature. But the big thing is it's farm to table. It's going to be organic, which I'm so excited about. But it's one of these things that you could grow it year round instead of just one harvest a year because of the weather and the climate here. So we're excited about that too. So when we're talking about investors, we're not talking like one harvest a year.
Well, greenhouses are good. Glenn, you would know greenhouse is the way to go, right? Especially in the East Coast. You need greenhouses.
Well, even here in Colorado, I mean, we do get snow for a couple months.
Yes.
It's really cold. You know, years back, I used to get to walk through one of the biggest greenhouses here in Colorado. Worked for a company that was doing the company that actually helped to get CBD started. And,
wow.
Something we can discuss at a further time. But you guys, now how can people reach out, serious people, about contacting you about this opportunity?
Well, they can email us directly. And again, it's going to be the same email. It's Maryann. It's MARYANN at BareAll. That's BAREALL.TV. It's Maryann at BareAll.TV. And again, we're looking for serious investors only. We have such an opportunity. Like I said, it could be groundbreaking here. And we are very, very excited to get this started on the East Coast here. In New Jersey.
Fantastic.
Maryann, things are just changing. Things are just beginning to change here, Glenn, to just come around to a good place, you know. So
no, definitely. It's that's the thing that I've noticed, just having been involved with the industry for about 10 years, just here in Colorado, seeing, you know, the evolution of it and watching other states, you know, pretty closely, and like there's a few states I'm quite frankly, as a patient, I'm jealous of, because a couple states have gone to where you only need to get a doctor referral every 2 years, where here in Colorado you have to still go every year. In fact, mine's about to come up and I'm about to get my 10th or 11th renewal. So yeah, just little things where you see other states maybe doing a little bit better job, and then not so good of a job as well. I'm all about Colorado. I think we do a fantastic, it's not perfect, believe me, but there's always work to be done. But yeah, it's great to see the evolution, and I'm hopeful for the East Coast. I think, you know, there, some parts of the country it's slow going, but that just, it's going to even resonate further, I think, when it actually does progress. And so Maryann, you were talking about how you've seen, you know, cannabis influence, you know, your industry and things. I mean, I think you both could probably speak to that, Ryche being a musician and things, and just the creative nature. But that's great that also patients are reaching out, and are patients being more open about using cannabis, do you think?
I think once they gain,
Practitioners?
yeah, I think once they gain the knowledge behind it, because I think there's such a stigma, you know,
Correct.
that, oh, it's just for recreational use and
Yes.
all of this. And there's so many different strands for so many different ailments. And I think once you start educating somebody, when their curiosity's there, it's kind of like when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And in this case, I think when they come in and you can offer alternative therapies, and this is one of the suggestions for inflammation or discomfort, or people, believe it or not, you know, some people could come in with asthma or respiratory issues, and sometimes cannabis is very helpful for that, even
Absolutely.
though they would
I
not
believe that,
think
yeah.
that's the case, but it really is. And I think
Yes.
once they get the knowledge is power, and then they feel like they have a choice. And then you start getting, well, where can I get it? How has this happened? Then it goes into, because I'm also a licensed medical massage therapist. Oh, can I get oils? Can I get lotions? You know, I always have, I'm a construction worker. I have all this pain in my back. Would this help? So I think the awareness has really raised, and the stigma not so much once people, like I said, keep getting educated. That's the big thing that I see. And we all share that. And that's why I love your show, Stir the Pot, because
Thank you.
not only stirring the pot, but you're getting people to stir their brains to say, hey, what is this? And check out your show and get educated on it. So I'm thrilled that you've had us on your show.
Yes,
And you're
I am
just,
too.
you're so prepped for TV and radio, because folks, you are tuning in to Stir the Pot. My special guests tonight, Ryche and Maryann. And you guys, it's been wonderful. We're about halfway through our journey. And I just want to thank everyone for tuning in on Facebook Live, on Zoom. The show will also be available on YouTube. We're archiving all shows. So probably about an hour after the show, my computer takes a little bit of time. So if folks did want to re-access that, because you guys, this is fun. I know I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, I am too. We will.
Anyways,
We'll spread the link too. We will spread the link to all of our friends, and
Thank
we'll
you,
get the
guys.
party started.
And I do
yeah.
have it on my Facebook Live page right now. So if anybody wants to go to
Much love.
Maryann Castello, it is on there right now.
And Maryann, you brought up a really good point. I just want to say about Stir the Pot, and this is a show about education.
It
You
is.
know, it's like we want to inspire people, we want to educate people, we want to make people feel like, empower them with knowledge, with people's different experiences. You know, we're going to have so many different kinds of guests coming up, people that are just doing things with cannabis that are unique and passionate. And so it's a really fun show to have people like you on here. And yeah, it's just, I'm hoping that we can really grow this show, folks. So please, your input is valued. We have a Facebook page. It's Stir the Pot. And you can follow us, join us. I'm going to be posting some articles that I think will be useful to people. And then you guys, we're also just going to have some fun.
Yeah,
You know,
it's an important show. I think it's an important show, Glenn, right now. And it's very, very timely for where we are, too, in this part of the world. And thank you so much for doing this. I mean, your opening piece on your show was very, very cool. And it's a very loving, friendly just thing that you're doing. So
I
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah.
And honestly, for those that, because I was a bud tender for a long time, for those that came and had an experience with me as their bud tender, that's a lot of feedback I got. I mean, sure, not everyone loved me, that's for sure, but a lot of people said the warmth and that
Yes.
patience that I listen to people when they come in and they have problems. I've talked to people about every kind of I mean, spectrum of pain and illness, and from people, you know, being stage 3 cancer to blind people coming in to every kind of person has walked across the cannabis road and has interacted with me, and it's a joy. And also pretty much 18 to 80. I mean, I had my last job, we had a patient that was 93, and she just walked in, cool as cat, like get her, you know, she didn't smoke or anything, you know, she used a topical for pain relief and joints and things, but just the nicest woman. And it gives you a different, you know, the above 60 and above demographic is one of the largest growing right now, you guys.
What I also think too is this farm that we are talking about, that we're looking for investors, it's centrally located in New Jersey. And why I'm excited about it is because we could take this opportunity to teach and to present to the entire community, even if it's once a week or something, and bring people in and teach them about cannabis, about the difference between CBD, between hemp, how this can help you. I mean, even how many people have trouble sleeping, and then they're grabbing like the Ambien and things like that. And some people have real sensitivities to that, you know, and where it affects their next day. And to say, hey, you know, you could try a little bit of this. Let's work with you. Let's find the right thing for you. And you might be able to do this before you go to sleep at night, get a full sleep, and not wake up drowsy in the morning, you know? And to educate people and to bring them in. And this farm will allow us that opportunity to get the community involved, as well as with their support, you know, discounted products and stuff right in the immediate community that helps us. We can help them in return. And that's what I think this project is about, not only just about the land and the CBD and the crops, but also educating people.
Very important.
And giving them brochures. Let them have a takeaway. Let them comment and see what it's about. And this way, when you understand something, if you're fearful of it, it takes the fear away. And if you're inquisitive or doubtful, come and ask your questions. We will help you understand so you could help support the community just like we want to do.
Eloquently said.
I like that.
That was beautiful,
so
Maryann.
true. We're talking about that in our meetings with people in our close circle as we kickstart this thing. We want to go down that road. We want to educate folks, and we want things to be nice in the world.
And you know, the greatest thing about cannabis is all this excitement that it creates in the human beings and unity. I haven't seen more in a time of such, as we know, long division. As it runs, like there's so much unity in this whole industry and just this movement. It's not even industry, you know, that word is, I mean, it's a movement.
It is,
and it's a lifestyle, and that's another thing too for folks. It's a lifestyle, and that doesn't mean just getting up and getting high every day. And for some people, it does, and that's fine, you know. But other people are looking for alternatives. Some people don't want to smoke. Some people, I've had patients say they were tired of it. You know, like we're looking for different opportunities and things. So yeah, you guys, the education aspect. Let's empower people, man. That's what this is all about, you know. And I'm trying to. My goal is to have guests like yourselves that are intriguing to people and thought-provoking and inspiring, you know, and people that aren't afraid to speak out about what they feel and what they believe. Because, you know, these industries didn't even exist, you know, 15, 20 years, even when you were getting started with health and wellness, you know, a lot of this cannabis was non-existent, you know, on so many levels, you know, so. Thank you guys for that.
Oh, thank you.
Maryann, let's talk about some of the wonderful, and Ryche, of course, the wonderful things behind you guys. I see albums, I see books. Like pick something and let's talk. Let's chat about one of these wonderful things that you brought into the world. What's this? Ooh, it's beautiful.
You want me to go? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a band called Ryche, Chlanda and Flying Dreams. It's second album. That's the band. And Flying Dreams is a great band. My attorney, who's actually the attorney for cannabis, hemp, is the bass player
Okay.
for Ryche Chlanda in Flying Dreams.
I
And
like it. Keep it a community.
yeah, I mean he's a famous music attorney as well. His firm has big connects with what we're doing, but in music, his name is Ron Beanstalk. Ron Beanstalk has everyone from Steven Wilson to Dream Theater and all those guys, you know, and he's just the attorney to the stars and plays bass for that band and is part of our crew with the hemp cannabis thing too. So a lot of musicians in this organization, and that's a great record. And
I love
actually, the keyboard player for this that I found, Kendall Scott, is now in Nektar. I took him from Flying Dreams, and he came into Nektar with us. So
that's how rock and roll works, baby.
yeah, man, we're one big family. Jay Petsko did this cover.
It's fantastic.
It's a butterfly kind of taken off.
Now, what's interesting is he has a song on here called Disconnected. Richie, can you tell us a little bit about it? Because I think it goes with what's going on today.
Disconnected. I wrote a couple of years ago. I just unplugged my world from TVs and stuff like that. I can't watch CNN, Fox, world. It's crazy. So I just disconnected from everything, you know. And so disconnected. And this is making the mainstream media into a monster. Basically, that's what this entire disconnected thing is about. That's my head is, you know, I don't know what our listeners think about mainstream and about alternative stuff, but mainstream in my world is a monster, you know. Therefore, Disconnected was written. There's a video on YouTube. If you type in Ryche Chlanda and Flying Dreams, Disconnected,
Beautiful.
you'll get the idea. The opening shot is me dead on a table.
Guess who the nurse is?
With my glasses on, of course, and she's very happily administering something. I come back to life because I unplugged from all this crap that's going from the mainstream media. So, yeah, it's an interesting song, and that's Flying Dreams. So you asked, Glenn. You asked me, you know, so I have to answer you.
That's awesome,
And if everyone,
Maryann, I love how you're doing the Vanna with it. You're like, you showed us the CD.
Oh yeah, that's terrific.
Fantastic.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What a team you guys are.
Oh, you see?
I love it. I love it. So speaking of team, you guys did some music and together too. I saw a whole CD, right? I know it's back there. Look at all those goodies.
Here it is. It's DVD.
DVD. My bad. Sorry.
Well, there's a CD of that as well, but this is Extreme Chakra Cleansing
for Supercharged Life, and you could see that you could open it. I don't know if you could see it with the glare. Well, this is that I went to Richie one day because I had everybody coming in my office, and when I see a lot of autoimmune diseases and all, I know a lot of it is related to stress, and that creates inflammation on the body. So I would ask people, you know, what do you do to de-stress every day? And they look at me like, okay. And I said, did you ever try meditation? And they look at you with a deer in headlight, and they said, Mayor, if I was to close my eyes for 5 minutes, I'll be asleep. So it's not going to happen. So I went to Richie and I said, I want to create a DVD so people can keep their eyes open as they meditate to learn how to do it and to guide them. But I don't want the typical meditation with the fluted in, you know, oceans and the waves and all of that.
Forest sounds.
So Richie here.
So I took out my synthesizers and I put away the guitars for this one. And all the samples and all the pulse generators. So you have 3/4 against 6/4 and 4/4, and you have all these things dancing around. And you know, when it comes to chakras, that every chakra has a color and a musical key. Interesting.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So if you're writing a song, and you want to go for the heart, which is red, and I'm not going to tell you the key, but you're going to have to investigate yourself. You're going to have to look this up.
I know.
You know. So,
hey,
but
the scholar, I'm the student.
And as they go lower, you know, you get a little more funkier and stuff like that. But this is just from dance music to very cerebral, etherical, trippy stuff.
And I
Because-
wrote all of the lyrics.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah,
great, and her
and-
voice is great. You hear her voice, and
Okay.
she's just talking.
I
to
didn't
you.
realize you were singing on it too.
Yes, I am. And
Wow.
I wrote
She's
all
singing and talking, doing
Yes.
scripts.
I wrote all of the scripts on here, part no NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, affirmations, telling people where that chakra is and what it means as well during each one. And you can either do one chakra at a time, or you could do the whole DVD, which would probably roughly take about 45 minutes, maybe at the most an hour. But it's in here telling people what this DVD is about. And as they look on it, that same guy we told you about, Jay Petsko, he went ahead and created kaleidoscopes that work with the pulse generators that Ryche produced
With the colors of the
Okay.
chakra
With
and the key.
and goes along with exactly what I'm saying. During these scripts and everything. And it works together. And it's kind of trippy. There's a little warning label inside to say, make sure that you're sitting down to do something like this for your very first time.
Yeah,
And
don't
at the-
drive. Don't drive
Yeah,
when
don't
you're.
drive.
Yeah,
do this.
right. No heavy machinery.
But in case you do drive, you're used to it. We also have the CD version as well. So this way, this is not the DVD. This is a CD. This is the actual DVD.
Yeah, it's great.
And both of them are available on Bandcamp.com. Just look up Maryann Castello, and you will find that there. But
Yeah, and Jay did these covers.
he did both covers.
the
I was just
same
going
one.
to show this.
Yep.
He also did the photography,
Yeah, it's
and
great.
he
It's
does
great.
all of the
Gorgeous,
covers.
you guys.
And
It's
Jay
super
also.
But
Jay
here's
also.
the DVD. Tell me that's not gorgeous.
It's trippy.
With the tree of life.
amazing.
So Mick
Yes.
Brockett, who used to do the Pink Floyd light show back in the day, is Nektar's light guy since 1969 or something like that. And Jay assists him for live shows as well.
Wow.
So Jay is part of our life, and he's just a great guy.
So let's segue. Oh no, you're segueing.
Oh, okay.
What's the?
Segue.
Another one
Okay.
of Ryche's records. Yes.
Yes, this is the first Flying Dreams record.
Okay. Fantastic.
I was in a. You could do that because I don't even know where the camera is. See, she's much better at some things.
She's got it,
Okay.
man. You
Okay.
just talk. You just tell the people.
I'll tell the people.
Yes, sir.
So I was in the band Renaissance with Annie Haslam, and after doing 4 tours with them, I went out and I joined Flying Dreams, and she painted this cover for me. So that's Annie's artwork, and that's the Flying Dreams first
Okay.
record, and it's just another great record.
What's the Flying Dreams sound? How does it differ from your other projects that you've done?
Flying Dreams, the first album coming off of Renaissance, was a lot of 6 and 12-string guitar playing, because Renaissance is a lot of like acoustic guitars. So that has a lot of that kind of picking and stuff. It's very cerebral, but also progressive.
Sure.
The second record is a little poppier, a little heavier, and more of a live sounding record. So it's just, you could hear different bits of my entire life and everything that I do. You can hear Fire Ballet, you could hear Nektar, you could hear things, and everything that I write, you could hear a piece of something else. Because that's just how it is. You carry things from whatever you do, and you can tell that it's all the influences in my life.
You have a cumulative musical vocabulary.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
those-
wonderful, man.
I'll use that in my bio next time
Oh, sweet. I'm honored.
And anybody who's interested, both CDs that I've held up are both available on Amazon.com under Ryche Chlanda
Yes.
Flying Dreams.
Yes.
I love it. I love how you guys, an important part of when you do things like this is to let people know where they can get it.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's like, and you guys do a very good job of that.
No, thank you.
And it makes my job a lot easier, because I'm about to say, where can people find it? And then Maryann says,
No, she's
Bandcamp,
great. No, she's
Amazon, or all these other wonderful things. And
well. They're on the Orchard. They're distributed by the Orchard.
okay.
And the Orchard is this blankets, every digital outlet.
They're on
or
every
whatever.
digital outlet, but you can go to Amazon because you also can download it, or you can actually buy the physical CD at Amazon.com.
And in non-COVID times, is Flying Dreams also doing live performances?
Flying Dreams is beginning to record a new album remotely. There's software that allows you to, like this, but
Yeah.
actually carries a high definition audio as well.
Wow.
So we're recording a record that way, as well as Nektar is doing one that way as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm at the
Yes.
helm of that, and we just go one-on-one and we record, and that's
And-
the new. I hate the new normal. I don't like that phrase,
Sure.
but I'm getting used to this, to talking to you and talking to folks
Yeah.
on Zoom and virtually. You can get used to that environment, especially if it's going to take a while before we're in close contact. So we'll make use of this, and you can get used to this. But that's how we're recording records, both Nektar and Flying
Fantastic.
Dreams.
So let's talk Nektar, the other side. And also let's talk about how Maryann got in there. Not so much got in there, but it's a wonderful story how basically she got involved with the band.
Yeah.
Oh, the cover's amazing. Yeah, cover work is great. And this is the guy that did a lot of the original Nektar stuff.
Yes. This
Helmut
is
Wensky.
Helmut Wensky did that cover as well. So
And then Jay did the inside cover.
Yeah, just beautiful packaging, everything. Great sounding record too. I've listened to it a few
Thank you.
times now. So yeah, you guys, again, you mentioned earlier you were in a house kind of creating this record.
yeah, the Nektar before I joined. I mean, I've known them for a long time, and I was in the band a while ago, and then out and doing other things. But they always loved live performances and to record albums almost live or live, and to get away from the rest of the world and go into a space that disconnects them from everything else.
Yeah.
So we rented a house at the Jersey Shore, and we got together there, and we lived there. We created music, booked studio time, and just lived it last summer. So that's what we did
So
last summer.
cool. I feel like that's a important process for a lot of great records that have been made.
Oh yeah.
There was this the guy, I forget his name, the manager of the band Chicago had a studio in Colorado called Caribou.
Yeah. No,
Just
I
to-
know.
you know what I'm talking, and like
Yeah, I do.
the Elton John record, Earth, Wind and Fire, Chicago. So many bands recorded there, but it was that experience of just being isolated, and then also just the beautiful nature around them and stuff. So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you guys had that experience.
Yes, it really if you're into live music and not really file sharing, but really as a band getting together, a lot of this stuff on this record is one take.
Mhm.
And you would overdub a vocal, of course, or overdub maybe a piano or whatever, or a guitar solo. But the basic tracks are us in a room playing and just feeling the entire thing, and it's captured.
Yes.
Old analog gear we used. They recorded it digitally, but everything was analog. Just old school, getting in a room in a circle and knocking it out. And just really rocking it out.
And I was excited because while I was there, there's 2 songs on here, Skywriter and Love Is the Other Side, that I did harmonies.
Oh
with
yeah,
you
no,
on,
Maryann.
on the record.
Maryann's great. No, let's talk about how you got
Yeah.
into the band. I'm sorry. Look,
It's all good. No,
I don't get out of the house
Hello,
much
baby.
since COVID. I don't get
Watch
out of the
Stir
house,
the
and
Pot, folks.
I don't have a chance to talk too many people these days. So I'm hogging the show, Glenn. I'm sorry.
You're not hogging at all. You guys,
All right.
No, not
it's
at all.
very equal and
Oh,
wonderful.
okay, good. All right.
Great, very organic.
All right, good.
Sir. Okay, so yeah, so Maryann, like,
So how'd you get in the band, Maryann?
yeah,
She
I know
knows me,
a
number
little
one.
bit. I know that she was cooking, and I kind of know the story, but I'm not going to tell it. It's a wonderful story, though.
It was, yeah, after they got out of the studio after crazy hours, I would have to go back to the house and I would cook them dinner. And we would all eat dinner. And then these guys would go back to work inside the house to find out, well, what did we do today? What do we have to fix? What do we have to do tomorrow? They didn't stop. It was like around
Well,
the
we
clock.
bought a Pro Tools system. So after the studio, we'd have a small Pro Tools system set up at the house that we would work on parts and bring to the studio the next day. So it was completely immersed in everything.
Yeah,
And Maryann was
absolutely.
cooking and helping us and massaging us. and talking to us, talking us off cliffs, and
Great way to make a record, though. I mean,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, it was one of those things. They were having a song and they were trying to hit a harmony, and I was doing something with the food, of course, playing it. And you know when you're just singing something to yourself? And it was the engineer, Joe DeMeo from Surefire Studios, and he's like, "Who is that?" And that's how
That's
I
me.
ended up
That's you. He said.
on the record. I was like, "That's me," and he's like, "That's you." He
Get
goes,
out
get
there.
out, get out there, and that's how it
And sing it,
happened.
yeah.
And the Nektar is just a great group of gentlemen, perfect gentlemen, by the way. And it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. But most of all, to see how hardworking they all are. You know, they don't stop around the clock, and they're always giving ideas to each other and respecting each other at the end of the day. Maybe not in the moment, because you have ideas and all, but then they all come together, and it's like a family. It really, truly is. It's
Maryann
wonderful.
went on the road with us.
You guys,
I survived.
you were touring, right, until March, correct?
We drove in a Mercedes Sprinter all around the States, 14 of us, with one girl. Well, on the first tour, there was another background singer with Maryann. And Maryann was alone and just taking care of us again on the road, singing, doing merchandise, and everything. So she would get off the stage and work the merch table, you know.
That's a dream right there.
I would work the vending table before the show, get on stage, and go right back to the vending table. But the fans were terrific, and we did over 30 shows, you know, straight. So it was a lot of fun, but a lot of work too. But it was great. Everyone's terrific.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, like, Ryche, both Renaissance and Nektar, I mean, folks, you got to realize these are legendary bands that he's a part of. Both bands started in the late 60s, I think, both in 69.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's incredible, man. And then, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
and just your experience is just, it's wonderful. So folks, looks like we're just having such a good time. We have about 5 minutes left on the show. We've covered a lot of stuff. Again, and Maryann, we spoke, you know, earlier, last week, and I was saying we're not going to be able to get this all done in one show.
No,
you guys just do too many good things. You have too many great things going on, and it's fantastic. I can't wait till we all get to hang out. That was something Vinny G from my friends at Freedom to Rock Brandon, want to give a shout out to them at Stables Media. He was saying, man, it's going to be so wonderful when we all get together. And man, if Tony Russo, just a specimen of this man, like 6 gentle giant.
Tony's fantastic. You know, we become really fast friends. He helps us. He helps Maryann. Vince is unbelievably great to us, and you know. So we're made some friends here.
Yeah, it's been a blessing, and hey, we're gonna grow from here. Definitely, we got a lot more things going on. We're definitely gonna have you guys on future shows as well. Looks like so Barrel TV. Come on, we gotta talk some Barrel TV and Mr. Mark Mancini.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. That's one of the cards right on the Barrel TV show that you will see. And Barrel is on Comcast channels 190, 281, 1097 every Wednesday, and that is from 9 to 10 p.m. And it is a interview show with healthy lifestyles and discovering new people, from celebrities to authors to health practitioners, doctors of all that nature. And we look to educate people, but also have some fun on that show. Ryche here is my musical director, and he busts my chops every time on the show because he decides to custom write a song every time on the show. And none of it is rehearsed. That's what people don't understand. It's all
but that's rock and roll.
And then Barrel TV turned into Barrel Radio with Mark Mancini and Maryann Castello.
Mark is great too. Mark is terrific on that show, and it's a great human being.
And that's on at the Stables Media, and that is every Tuesday night on the East Coast primetime drive time, 6 p.m., 3 p.m. on the West Coast. And we are live from athletes to, you know, there'll be authors, all kinds of things. And we just debuted only about 4 weeks ago, so we're not much further than you.
Wow.
And we are very, very excited. So Barrel TV has also turned into Barrel Radio. Barrel Radio, we have a little fun with the title, Barrel.
Yes. No, that's great. That's perfect. I love the plug. And is there any other ways that folks can get a hold of you guys? Let's reinstate the email address for the investors and other folks that want to inquire about
Sure.
maybe some products or opportunities that might be available. So yeah, Maryann, it's
Again, for the serious investors only, please. But the
yes.
serious investors with the farm, you can contact us directly, and that's Maryann at bareall.tv. That's MARYANN, and that's at bareall, BAREALL.tv for those inquiries.
What a wonderful TV and radio voice this woman has.
Oh, she's the best. And,
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'll sit and listen to you for hours, Maryann.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Richie, oh my gosh, it's so great to get to know you better. And again, I can't wait till we get to meet in person. I can't wait to see Nektar live. When that tour gets going again.
It's going to happen next year. It's going to happen. We're going to do a live stream for our fans in December from a studio, and that'll be all over the place. We're going to start doing press for that, and we're probably going to be out when everyone else is out next March or April or something like that.
That's super exciting. Wow, I'm so excited for that, and I can't wait. So it looks like we're just about done. And do you guys want to do any shout outs? And again, folks, not that by choice, we're having a blast. We could go another 3 hours. I don't want to take too much of these wonderful people's time. You are watching Stir the Pot. This is episode number 2. Aaron, we miss you. We love you. And we're having a great time. I'm your host, Greno. We're kicking it in the basement. This is where I make all my music and things like that. Richie, my goal is to hopefully jam with you someday.
Yeah, it'll be great. I'm in.
So much fun. And Maryann, you too, of course. We got and look, it's a big family thing. We'll have a big jam with everybody, Vinny, and we'll get all the folks together.
Sounds great.
And but yeah, anything that and Maryann, next time we're going to talk about the Association of Professional Baseball Players of America.
Okay.
And I'm a big baseball fan myself, and so that's something that I'd like to delve into on our next visit. Is there anything that you guys want to say just on the close or anything?
Well, we're very excited that you had us on, and we're honored.
Yes.
And we would come back anytime to discuss all this other stuff because all of it's fun. But most of all, again, thank you for doing a show like this and that you're not afraid to do it. That's what I love about it.
Important.
It's very important. And to bring on guests of all kinds and learn different things. Last week you had yoga. I saw that.
Yes.
Which is very important.
And just to spread that really quick, I'd love to have a segment like that every week. So if someone, I can't get Chelsea because she's too big and famous, but my friend that was on last week, but I'd love to have just a 5-minute segment. So folks, just reaching out to you. And then also I might, just to have a different segment like that with someone that wants to talk about their art or things like that. It is a cannabis-based show, but as we know, it encompasses every aspect of life. That makes it so beautiful. So I just want to do a few shout outs, you guys, before we go to my friends at Freedom to Rock Granted. That's a show that's on Stables on Facebook Live and Zoom from 5 to 6:30 on Fridays. My friends at SoCal Smackdown, which is Thursdays from 4 to 5:30 with Tony Russo and company. And then my boys over at What's Left Records, a new record store here in Colorado Springs that's open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. Brian and Sean Ostro, wonderful people running the show over there. Today was Record Store Day too. So happy Record Store Day to those that collect vinyl and things like that. And just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. It's always a great experience. We're always here to learn, have fun. Next week, tune in. I've got my old boss from Native Roots. He's a dual store manager. This guy's an up-and-comer. He's like 25 years old, and he's already basically running 2 of the busiest dispensaries here in Colorado Springs. A wonderful gentleman named Patrick Stipes. He's from Alabama, so he's got a great accent. It's going to be a wonderful show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to my guests, Maryann and Richie. I love you guys. Stay well. I'm going to get some music going on for us right now. And so if everybody wants to do a little boogie thing, we'll get this going. And again, I just appreciate you guys tuning in. Stir the pot. We'll be back next time. Love you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Boogie. Stir the pot now. We're gonna stir that. See you next week with Extra. Woo! We love you guys. Have a great weekend. All right. Let's make sure.